You want to welcome to Planet Sports here in the Western region. My name is Philip Kwame Ampofo, and I have Bafo Amakwedu with me here. Bafo, how are you doing?
I'm good.
It's been a long weekend and a long week, I must say, because of the international break.
Of course.
But we are back.
A borrowed weekend, but I mean, football is always back.
Yeah.
It's that moment whereby you get to find your inner peace, and I'm glad that football is back.
I love that you have your inner peace in there. So, I mean, this week we are looking at that is what really transpired over the week as far as the Black Stars is concerned. You know that they are just an inch away to qualifying to the World Cup. And interestingly, Ghanaians are really split as far as the coach is concerned. That is Coach Otto Addo. Some quarters are saying that the man ought to be fired after that is the qualifiers, and others are saying that no, he is the man that he can take us to the promised land, so we should allow him to stay on. Then we'll also be talking about the that is the Ghana Premier League. We'll be touching a bit on that. Then we'll move straight into Europe, where the English Premier League kicks in. Interesting fixtures coming up, and there's a Sunday super clash where Manchester City will be playing against Manchester United. Will be looking into that one, as well as the Champions League. Probably be doing some projections in there, all in the next 30 minutes. But for this is what we have for our listeners and also our audience as well, and people who are also watching us. It's going to be very much interesting. But first of all, what do you make of the Black Stars? I know that we are about qualifying 19 points, and we are in a poor position to do that.
Well, I think that every Ghanaian who wishes to travel over the period of the World Cup is probably preparing their passport, or they are getting their visa acquisitions for them to travel to the World Cup, because it's something that we want to see the Black Stars play in the highest or the biggest of tournaments.
Sure.
It doesn't only bring about economic benefit, but for your nation to be playing a World Cup, it also gives you that confidence and then that swagger. That's okay. Your team or your country is waving its flags in the world competition. So I am sure that every Ghanaian, as much as we want to hate the Black Stars or want to hate the governing bodies of the Black Stars, which is the FA, I believe that every Ghanaian will also want to see their players in the World Cup. The players themselves, I'm
very much excited. Yeah, exactly.
They know the advantages or the door that it opens for them to feature in the Black Stars. You know, even just with the World Cup qualifiers, we are hearing that goalkeeper Benjamin has had offers huge money from Saudi Arabia. So it shows you that representing Ghana at the highest level of football,
it's a huge mileage.
It's a huge mileage for all of them. And I think that with the matches remaining and then the quest of these players, I believe that yes, we can qualify for the World Cup.
So yes, Bafo is brimming with confidence, as so many Ghanaians also very much enthusiastic monitoring the Black Stars. So remember that we're in Group I, 19 points in there. We are ahead of the chasing pack, Madagascar in the Mali, Comoros, Central African Republic. But look, the Black Stars are very much in a pole position. But hey, Coach Otto Addo, people are talking about the fact that, I mean, he's not really right for the job. He went in, he came back, and he's trying to do the trick. But we failed to qualify for the AFCON. But is he the right man still to take us to the World Cup?
Well, he's likely to qualify for the World Cup, to qualify Ghana for the World Cup. But you see, I believe that Otto Addo has a lot to offer for Ghanaians or the Black Stars in other capacity than just the head coach. I do not rate his technical prowess. I don't think that he will match up to the world stage. Imagine Ghana meeting Brazil, Ghana meeting England, Ghana meeting Holland.
These are
world-class managers. So if we are not getting them, I'm told that we're going to get Mourinho to the World Cup. if we are not getting these people, we should get people with that technical brain. And I'm not saying that getting that world-class coaches that guarantees you a trophy, but it guarantees you competition. And I think that someone like Otto Addo might become a disgrace with a bunch of players we have. Let's not kid ourselves. I think that for the past 20 years, this generation of Black Stars have the most talented ever,
especially in the attacking sense.
And to the point of having multiple choices. We have
Iñaki Williams, Semenyo, Kudus, just name them.
That is what we have been struggling for years. That we had to depend on Asamoah for a very long time. Legendary, no questions about his exploit of what he's done for the Black Stars. But I think we are in an era whereby we have a lot of choices for the Black Stars in every department. We can boast of 3 wingers on the left, 3 wingers on the right. We can boast about 6 different strikers, different profiles. The midfielders are there. Recently, we had to introduce a defensive midfielder, Sibo, whatever they call him. So it's also
he played for Cheetahs.
Okay, so that's
he had to send me some of his, pictures and all that. They've gone the days and videos and all that.
Beautiful boy in there. I think I saw him after his team qualified for the La Liga.
Sure.
Very instrumental in there. So I think we have a variance of players that are very, very talented, and we need somebody that has that technical prowess, somebody that can put these boys together in terms of discipline and the technical aspect of the game. And I don't see Otto to be the person. He can beat Comoros and qualify for the World Cup, but this is Ghana against Spain. This is Ghana against Argentina. We need somebody that can match up to this talent in terms of being the technical brain behind them.
Well, you can just send your comments and we'll be reading all of them for you. Is Coach Addo the right man to take us to the World Cup? That's a big question that we are asking ourselves, and Bafo believes that yes, we need to go for somebody who is really up there. But I don't know. Finally, on Coach Otto Addo, I don't know whether you are looking out for a local coach. If probably, I'm not saying we should sack him, but if probably we need to show him the exit. Do you think that a local coach once again will do the job, or we need to scout elsewhere, go to the foreign lands and get a manager in there?
We're the biggest football nation right now in terms of infrastructure, in terms of investment, in terms of players, in terms of everything football, money, whatever you might call it. England is being coached by a German. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The biggest football in the world football history, with multiple World Cup winning, produced Ballon d'Or winners. Brazil is being coached by
an Italian.
So I mean, you can't kid me. The world of football has moved beyond the fact that it has to be a countryman. Yes, it's beautiful when you are being led by your own countryman and then you win something. But listen, the world of football has moved to a different dimension whereby we should not kid ourselves that we need a black man. I believe that yes, if he's up there, we saw Senegal winning in with. The CC when they won the AFCON, so it's possible. But
and Ghana have been doing that in those years.
We've had a and all that in there. But if the person in there is not capable, it has nothing to do with race. It has nothing to do with the color. I'm looking at competence, and if anybody with any color is competent to do the job, so be it.
So it's all about competency. That's what Bafo is preaching this afternoon. So it's a Friday, and remember, Friday today marks the beginning of the Ghana Premier League, and I can tell you that Accra had to focus. They are playing against that is a Hohoi FC, and it's going to be very much interesting fixture to come up this evening. And I'm told that that is Masaudi Dramani is very much determined that he gets his boys prepped up for this beautiful encounter. I'll be giving you some of the and that is the fixtures to expect this weekend. Let me quickly do that before Bafo comes in with probably his predictions and his expectation for the season ahead. Accra folk, like I told you, they'll be playing against Hohoi United. Brekum Chelsea, they are up against Asante Kotoko. That will be tomorrow. And then Bibiani Gold Stars, they'll be playing against Bichim United. Heart of Lions versus Dreams FC, and Holy Stars versus 11 Wonders. And Karela will be playing host to Adiana Stars, and Nations FC versus Sweden All Blacks, and Vision against Samatex, and Young Apostles up against Midiama SC. At this time around, it looks as if it's going to be very much interesting for Midiama SC. I'm from the Western region, so probably I need to see one of the Western region teams go far. What are your expectations this weekend as far as the Ghana Premier League is concerned?
Well, I used to be somebody with a lot of faith for the Ghana Premier League, but for me, I think that it has.
Don't tell me you've lost faith in there.
Oh no. I think I've lost touch with it because of how and where we are taking our football. We will start the league, but the fundamentals is what is needed. We can talk about the fixtures and all that. The Congress last time, the GFA Congress they met, they are saying that the basic salary for a player should be 1,500 cedis for the Ghana Premier League, right? And then we are talking about the person winning the league going home with almost 200,000 cedis. We are looking at security and venue.
Yes. And
we ask ourselves that, okay, so are we saying that in the commencement of the league, every single venue that has been approved meets the standards of the FA in terms of pitch, in terms of the standard of the pitch, in terms of security and all that? This is the things we should be looking at. You understand, Philip? As much as we are not here to criticize our very own, we must be very objective in where we want to take our football. we're going to start the league, and I can bet you, I can make predictions, not being a prophet, that before the third week fixtures, we are going to have protest upon protest about playing on qualified player, referee beating, hooligans here in and here and out. We've seen Pole with the Kotoko issue being murdered.
Are you casting doubt or negativity on the
league? We have seen Pole died, and nobody has been apprehended for how many months? And we recently watched the league where Semenyo was racially abused by a physically challenged person. Then action was taken.
Yeah.
The following day, he's been banned. Yes, not attending any other stadium. But we keep on hearing these things, and you want me to, with everything that I have, right, go in there and cover a league in which I am not guaranteed of even my safety as a pressman, or safety as a fan, as a supporter. So, yes, the league is beginning. The players are going to play in there. The protests are going to come in there. There are going to be a point in time by week 16, the league will break the league and decide when to play again and when to come back. So, as much as the fixtures are in there and then we are wanting to play in there, these scandals, betting and all that, it will come in there and then it will mar everything. So, I'm not really, as much as I'm a Ghanaian, it's not something that I am really going to pay attention to until I know that it is something worth my attention. I'm not going to.
But I mean, let us stay there. I'm very much excited about the points that you really raised. But then, would you want to say that over the years, Ghanaians have had their interest dwindled as far as the Ghana Premier League is concerned? You see our stadiums, and you realize that fans are not really trooping into the stadium. Yeah. And myself, I sometimes look at it and watch it on screens, and I'm like, wow. I mean, comparing it to the likes of the Kenyan League and even yes, South African League, you might say that yes, it's really up there. But since when? You ask yourself, since when? Because Ghana, when you talk about football, we should be up there. What has changed?
In marketing, there's something we call customer acquisitions, and then you ask yourself that are these teams being able to do even a supporter retention move, whereby you realize that last season we had 20 teams 20 people coming to watch our game. Do they have the database of these people? Do they think that the last season's supporters, how many of them are going to trip in? Because before, in other developed world, before the season starts, you know your season ticket holders. These people, even if nobody comes in there to pay a ticket to watch the match, you know that Old Trafford is going to have 50,000 people that are season ticket holders, whether they come or not, they are there. But these teams, do they have mechanism put in place to acquire fans? You understand? Which are very, very easy ways of. But who advises his husband to leave everything and go and watch the stadium right now? Because you learn that somebody who is a close ally to a team is being stabbed dead and nothing has happened. How much you just an ordinary
concerns when it comes to security?
Yeah. A ward, a child going to the stadium, and then the only thing the mother can talk about is the fact that so when you live your life around this as a fan, you're not pleased because listen, there are lots of secondary schools around us. So imagine if we had, say, as I explained, the Premier League, and Saturdays are for entertainment, Friday night, Saturday, Sundays are entertainment. So you just imagine them establishing a mini fan group in there, being responsible for their in and outs, making sure that these people are coming there to the stadium to watch it, and there is something you can actually love about the team. I'm telling you, even if you are out of school, because there's something that it's like when I don't know, but me, school days we used to run to Eza to go and watch a game and go and play games. When you're out of the boarding house, even if you come for holidays, you are tempted to go back because you already have an experience that you are connected to. You want to go back to that feeling.
And even the white people, or probably maybe the Europeans, they make the football much more of a community base. So you associate yourself with the community. Where you are coming from, if you are coming from Fulham or maybe in London, in central London, you know that you are closer to Fulham. You support the team which is in your native Brentford.
We've seen Division 4 teams playing, and then the stadium is packed. And you ask yourself that to them coffee there said the only answer there within there over sharing so Yellow Stadium will be the 20th, but this stadium and then there we near that do one scale.
So the excitement alone
is the entertainment. Yes, it's the entertainment. Is the fact that I see myself representing in there, and that's the problem we have. We are going to have hooligans in the stadiums. We're not going to have fans in the stadium. We're going to have beaters at the stadium, and then we're going down to them and all that. So we're going to have poor coverage of it.
No punishment whatsoever when they
Poor coverage
exactly.
of it. Now I know that other TV stations have picked up the coverage, right, and all that. We are going to have centers blocking coverages. We are going to have poor connections, poor officiating, poor telecast of it, angles, bad angles. You watch and then see there's no attraction. Men are moved by what they see. It's not only the time that a woman with a big boobs for you to say that men are attracted by what they see. And the fact that people are going to buy jerseys of Barcelona is because they have seen something beautiful out of them. So the fact that men are moved by what they see, it's not just about what women put on. It's about what they see every time. And then if these local teams are not putting up things that will attract the men, nobody's going to come.
But finally, are we going to see light at the end of the tunnel? Is there any positives in the as far as our Ghana Premier League is concerned?
Oh, if we are ready to do it, why not?
Okay.
It's all about the mentality.
It's the mentality.
If we are ready to do the
will
right
to do it,
okay. we shall surely do it.
All right, so that is back for thoughts as far as the Ghana Premier League is concerned. Remember, we've touched on the Black Stars a bit as far as that's Coach Otto Addo is concerned. We're going for a quick break. When you're back, we'll be zooming in into the world of Europe, where we'll be touching base with the English Premier League and what to expect in the English Premier League. Stay tuned. Okay, so we must welcome back, and you're still live here on Planet TV. And my name is Philip Kwame Ampofo. Bafo, in fact, it's getting interesting. If you look at what is in my hand or palm right now, we're talking about niche man. Yeah. So wherever you are, you need to go and grab yours. Bafo.
Yeah, and see, I know a man, gentleman. And then the girls are not saying yes to you. This is the secret.
This is the secret.
Yes, a lot of women are rejecting men's proposal because of this.
Exactly.
You understand?
So now you know the trick.
A lot of people's prayers are not answered because of this. Oh, okay. You know, sika pay. So everyone pay for sika na wunye ho ma sika na mba.
Charlie.
So what you don't understand to that. The dollar or since the $60 almost a
difference. So that's the difference.
If you're a man, take off your body. There are hair cream to it.
Yes.
There are deos to it.
Exactly.
There are splashes.
This is the deodorant. Yes.
And then we have the 01. This is the yellow color.
Exactly. We have 05.
Yeah, 05.
Ash one.
Defender.
Exactly.
Casaido.
And can you imagine? Cucurella. Exactly. So wherever you are, please make sure that you are grabbing that is a niche man.
Yes.
And the deodorant and
very nice.
Air pomade and all that. So just grab it.
It's a Philip.
Yes, Ogumpa. That is niche man for you. And also Amazonia.
Yes,
so proudly supporting us.
So anything online, buying anything digital in terms of want to buy any gadgets, anything online. the trusted sources, Amazonia. Go in there, pick up any item, and then it's going to be delivered to you. I can bet my life on it that it's one of the most trusted online platforms that you want to trade on it. But they're not a fake.
Yeah.
I go out of fridge, no fridge or money box. No one was there fridge. So Charlie, looking out for the best online platform to shop is Amazonia.
It's all about Amazonia.
Yeah.
And a big shout out to that is Mr. Paddy. I don't know whether you know him. Paddy,
Yeah, the
travel guy. Yes,
yeah.
he's a very good friend of ours. And remember that he is bringing up that Volta vibes today. He's taking his people. Those who are on board. Paddy travels, yes, exactly. So it's only 1,000 cities. You just pay 1,000 cities, and you're going to enjoy transportation, your sightseeing, as well as branded T-shirt, breakfast, snacks, and lunch, and also, supper, and also water and drink and photo shoot as well.
1,000 cities
For only 1,000 cities.
Wow.
Yes, we are going to Volta region.
Wow.
Yes, Volta region from Paddy Travel and Tour. In fact, that is what Paddy Travel and Tour is offering us, and they are proudly supporting us as well. In a brief, we are moving straight into that is the English Premier League, and for interesting fixtures as far as the English Premier League is concerned. And this weekend, the early kickoff kickstart all the way in the London Stadium, where Arsenal at the Emirates, I must say, where Arsenal will be playing host to Nottingham Forest. Bournemouth at 3 p.m. will playing against Brighton, and Crystal Palace up against that is Sunderland. Everton versus Aston Villa. Fulham they are up against Leeds United. Newcastle versus Wolves, and West Ham United versus Tottenham Hotspur. Brentford they'll be playing against Chelsea at exactly that is 7 o'clock. Then on Sunday, Burnley up against that is Liverpool. I don't know whether their main man who they've been chasing, that is Isak, will be playing for Team Liverpool. I can't tell, but the report that we are picking is that the man is training hard with Team Liverpool, and also Man City later in the day also be playing against Manchester United. Before we move straight into the that is the league log, first of all, what will be your pick as far as the weekend is concerned? Interesting fixtures coming up this after the international break.
Well, I will want to see Forest versus Arsenal. You know, they have sacked their man Nuno.
Espirito
Santos, and they have brought in his own countryman in there. What's his name? Postacoglu.
Yeah,
a Greek international.
Postacoglu, I think he's Australian.
He's Australian. Ange Postacoglu. No, he looks like a Greek.
Yes, Ange Postacoglu. Yeah,
and so he's in there. Then he's already bragging the fact that he's also a winner. He won at Tottenham. He won them the European trophy. In the Europa League, and also he just went back over some period, and then he's now back with Nottingham Forest. And for me, I think that is a match that I want to watch. When coaches come up in such moments, they are very difficult to play against, because they will want to go all out at you, because
and even some of the players want to even impress, or most of the players want to
in their first game.
Yes,
impress you in the first games, and that is how come I think that it will be very difficult for Arsenal if they don't step up. But for Arsenal that I have watched over the years, I think they're a side that always, they might not be champions, but they have that potential to be champions because they know how to grind results. And fortunately, their man, Gyökeres, he started finding his feet just before the international break in there, and that gives him a lot of confidence. So I think that is a game to watch. And of course, we have the biggest game of the week, which is the Sunday Sunday clash.
City United.
City, they have not actually found their full rhythm. They are not that City that you want to have a sleepless night over when you are meeting them. I don't know. So why you do?
But it's really mind blowing. I mean, just 10 matches. He's nowhere to be found in the top 5, top 6. It's just surprising.
No, you see, I gave you that's permutations. Against United, it's also going to be very difficult, because United have found a way to beat Pep of late, and then United always have a way to silence you when they are back. It's against the wall. They will just disgrace you. Understand? Where you have hope, that's when United are going to falter. But when they are, you might look down on them. Now Onana is gone. They will not have anything to blame. They have a new goalkeeper in the same as City. They also have Ederson move away to Turkey. They have their man European winner, Champions League winner, a lot of experienced goalkeeper in there. Donnarumma is also back with City.
But I'm still thinking they would just stick with Trafford. I mean,
he's going to walk straight into the team. Okay. You have to make a statement from the beginning.
All right.
If you don't trust him, you don't bring him. Such players, you don't bench them in such big games. It's going to become a big problem.
I think you have a point. Yeah.
Yeah. So you see, with United, they are also coming up. We know that they just found their rhythm around Zesco against Mwembo and also Acuna. Cunha is injured. I don't know if he's going for a lengthy sideline or he's back over the weekend. I don't know the reports.
What I read was that it's a precautionary. So he had to be taken off the last
he's
game.
likely to feature
Probably.
So either than that, they'll have to go with Mason Mount, who is going to be a problem for them. But these are players that are also going to warm up gradually into the team. So you understand, Kobe Mainoo and all that. They're going to, but they have something that they are going to give City, a scare. The problem with City right now is that Pep Guardiola is not having his spec. Let me put it in a simple term. You see, what is your spec?
My spec is my wife.
Slim. Yes. Slim, beautiful girl. Would you like slim girls?
Still, of course.
You like slim girls?
Of course, yeah.
Yes. You are like a brony?
Yes.
Okay, so you like slim, beautiful girls? So that's the spec. The problem with Pep Guardiola is that he's not having a spec.
Okay.
That element of players, that element of a certain profile, he's not having them.
Okay.
He's not having Mahrez again. He brought in Savinho from Girona in Spain, and he almost got sold to Tottenham. The money was not in there. They couldn't agree on the fee. Jack Grealish came in there, beautiful player, struggle at City, was abused and all that. But I understand if he's the player of the month.
If you tell me that the man is really struggling to get his specs, I mean, the question then is, who do the signing for him? I mean,
isn't that
he's not really finding that kind of player in the market?
He's having them, but they are substandard, right?
Okay.
He's basically looking for an alternative, and then he needs to know that there is no way he's going to have a Kevin De Bruyne or a Messi again in his life. He might not have an Iniesta ever in his coaching career. These are rare talents, and then they fit into his philosophy and his plan for execution. You see, you might be a very good coach, but a certain profile you might not have, it will not be able to execute it how you want it. And that's how come people will not be happy with Maresca, the fact that players are bench because they want a certain profile to execute exactly what they want.
As a perfectionist.
That is the problem with Pep Guardiola. And then he has to wake up from that dream, wake up from that slumber that he needs to have. That he is not going to have them. He's going to go with Deku. He's going to go with everything that he has right now, and then he needs to manage the situation. And I'm telling you, if United should beat him, if this United team beat him over the weekend, I am thinking that City might be tempted to get his job off the line.
But you keep mentioning this United team. Look, if I look at United, I believe that they have the players, but playing together has been the challenge, has been the problem. It looks as if they don't really understand the system of the manager. But the last game I watched, I could really see some positives in there. That the players are getting into their strides, they are really getting to know how the coach wants them to play. So they are not substandard as people might want us to believe. Because, I mean, if you have talent like Mbeumo in there, Cunha in there, Bruno Fernandes, you cannot tell me that this United team is a bad team. Just that collectively, they've not been what we are all expecting. I don't know whether you have a different thought.
I think the coach is just bad. Amorim is just a bad coach.
Why do you say so?
Yeah, I say so because you are talking about the players being good.
Okay.
You talked about the players not being average as people supposed to think about it. So who is supposed to put these players together to execute the results? It's the coach. So if you're a coach and then you can't get results of these boys, last season you came in and you walked into a season which you did not start.
All right. But you didn't go to the preseason and all that, so to understand that.
But we have seen Ancelotti doing it. Ancelotti walked into a season and did not have a single signing. Did not have a single signing. When the whole world said that sign a defensive midfielder, the man said to hell with everybody's thought.
He stuck with Gravenberch. Yeah?
Yes. And Endo as a backup. And then he walked into a season and then won the league simply. And then he's back to the season and it's even worse.
So does that got to do with the system? Because I made mention of the fact
the
players are not comfortable with
the coach is not good. So the coach is not making the players play well. The coach is just not good. If United should get a good coach, they'll get a result.
Okay.
Because these players are players that you should be able to get results with. We have seen the exploits of Zesco.
Sure.
We have seen Cunha at Wolves. Right? Yes, I remember there's a fan in this room made a lot of noise about Cunha. And all of a sudden the boy is nowhere to be found. And you think that it's because he's not good. No. The coach itself is trouble.
Okay.
There were games that needed Zesco playing Messi Mount around the 9. We don't know. There are games that Kobimenu needs to come in there. Casemiro is still working in aimlessly and he's not having the balls to push them away. I don't think that these United players are bad. I do not believe they are bad. I do not want to believe they are bad. I told you before the season that United is just about a player. If they are signed that young chap from Brighton,
Baleba,
they were title contenders. Sure. Because that's an effective defensive midfielder. They didn't get him. And it's a profile that they need. That they need. Really? Okay. So if they don't get that player, I told you if they should get him, we should be talking about United in the top 4 or challenging for the title. Okay. They don't have him. But these players shouldn't put United in 14th or 13th this time around. Okay. If the coach is not getting United to top 4 by January, should walk out of that.
Should results continue finally on this? Do you see Amorim's future being in doubt or saying goodbye to the club, or you believe that they will still stick with him till he gets the thing sorted out?
It has to do with the hierarchy of United. If they are too broke to sack him, that's the problem. But I've seen by Leverkusen, some of the times, 3 matches and then you can't be fooling around. But you walk out.
That was weird.
Walk out of the mango tree.
That was so weird.
So it is. Nobody wants to waste time. Football is money now.
No,
business.
Coaches are hired to be fired.
Exactly. So you don't give me the results. Amorim will not last to January unless United want to stick with their own mentality of being okay with the 14th and 15th, and then seeing the fact that Carrington is being related to an AI version of it. So they can cheer themselves out there.
All right, so they can cheer themselves out there, but we'll be looking at the league properly. But then there's another interesting fixture: West Ham versus Tottenham Hotspur, then Brentford versus Chelsea, as well as Fulham against Leeds United. Therefore, are you expecting to see some changes or any changes as far as the league standing is concerned? Liverpool are still on top with 9 points, Chelsea second with 7 points in there, Arsenal third position with 6 points, Tottenham Hotspur fourth position with 6 points in there. As far as the top 4 is concerned, are you going to see any change in there? Should United win this weekend? Yeah, moving straight to 7 points. But I don't know whether Chelsea or probably Arsenal will be dropping points this weekend. Remember, Chelsea are traveling all the way to Brentford. It's a London derby.
Chelsea is the team I see dropping points. Okay, I see them picking draw in that game.
Why do you think that?
Because there are lots of internationals that were out of the scene.
Okay,
most of their players, key players, featured in international football, and they all have.
Well, would you want to say it's an excuse because Liverpool also lost some players to international football, Soboslais and the Van Dijks and all. They all went into the international, international break. So, yes. Should that be an excuse for Enzo Maresca and his boys?
I'm not saying it's an excuse. I'm telling the reality I see.
Okay.
Yes, it will not be an excuse because, as you said, there are other internationals that went on for their country or played international football and they are back. Isak had the opportunity to stay with his team, so he has trained in there. Chelsea also had certain players, Garnacho, that they didn't have Enzo and all that couldn't travel. But I'm talking about this Chelsea team and then the people that make it very thick for them in terms of Pedro Neto. He was away, played all throughout the tournament, all throughout the fixtures.
Caicedo as well.
Caicedo was in there.
But Kopama is not going to be too early for him to
play any match now. You understand?
So they are missing key players.
In there. The Brazilian boys, as he said, the coach said they traveled for a very long time. So they didn't even have training session yesterday. And then we're just about
a day.
So I feel that they are going to walk in with a lot of fatigue, a lot of tiredness in the team, and then it might slow their performance. And with Brentford, even though they've not had a very good opening of the season, they lost their coach, Thomas Frank, to Tottenham Hotspur. They've lost the other Weezer and Wemo as well in there. And then this is a team that over the years have become a pain in the neck for Chelsea for some time in there. Just last season, Chelsea were able to have a double over them. Nicholas Jackson beating Chelsea. Nicholas Jackson, that will be missing in action, was able to have a double over them, scored in both home and away in there. So it's a local derby, and I look forward for a great match. But I feel that Chelsea team might look very tired, and we might have a very boring time. Yeah.
Okay, so those who are going to, stake bets in there, it's a word of advice from Balfour. He is thinking that Chelsea are probably going to be the team in the top four that are going to drop points in there. He sees Arsenal probably winning, Liverpool picking up some points in there, maybe Tottenham as well. But Chelsea, because of fatigue to their key players, he's expecting them to drop points in there. I'll be coming for his that is predictions. But let's quickly touch on the Spanish Liga, the fixtures to come in before I take Balfour's prediction. Then we talk about the transfers, because interestingly, one player has been tabled on a contract, that is Saliba, a 5-year contract from Arsenal. Whether he's going to accept it or not, but for us, we know that the boy is going to accept. He's been a fine player for Arsenal and Arteta. But then let me quickly tell you about the fixtures of the Spanish Liga. Getafe will be playing against Oviedo, Real Sociedad versus Real Madrid, Athletic up against Alaves, and Atletico Madrid versus Villarreal. Then on Sunday, Celta Vigo will be playing against Girona, Levante versus Betis, Osasuna up against Rayo, and Barcelona will be playing against Valencia. Then on Monday, Espanyol versus Mallorca. Then also in the Italian Serie A, Cagliari up against Parma, Juventus versus Inter Milan, Fiorentina, they will be playing against Napoli. Then on Sunday, Roma versus Torino, Atalanta versus Lecce, and Pisa versus Udinese, Sassuolo versus Lazio, AC Milan, they will be playing against Bologna. Then on Monday, Verona versus Cremonese, and Como versus Fabregas Como will be playing against Genoa. But interesting one, Inter versus Juventus. I'll be monitoring that particular fixture, exciting fixture to come in the Italian Serie A. So, Mafo, quick predictions on that one. Arsenal versus Nottingham. You're expecting Arsenal to win?
I think yes. Both teams to score.
Both teams to score. Okay. Bournemouth versus Brighton.
1.5 goals.
1.5. Crystal Palace, Sunderland.
Handicap 2-0 for Sunderland.
Handicap 2-0 for Sunderland. Yeah. And Everton versus Aston Villa. Tight one. Both teams to score. Okay. Fulham versus Leeds United.
Fulham, Leeds United, both over 1.5 goals.
Okay. Newcastle at home against Wolves.
Newcastle.
And how trying to have Newcastle win. Okay. Yes. All right. So West Ham versus Tottenham Hotspur. Another London derby.
Yeah. West Ham, Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham to win.
Tottenham to win. Yeah. Okay. Brentford versus Chelsea.
Draw.
A draw. Yeah. Okay. A scoring draw or goalless?
Yeah. A draw.
Anything draw. Anything draw. Then on Sunday, Burnley up against Liverpool.
Liverpool straight win.
Straight win. Okay. And Man City versus Manchester United.
Under 4.5.
Under 4.5. Okay, thank you very much, Balfour Makuru. But then, that is Balfour's prediction. But I don't know if you want to touch on the William Saliba bit before we say goodbye to the show. Yeah.
He's had a very strong growth in there.
All right.
From Saint-Etienne.
Sure.
He played with Fofana.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but Fofana has become a vegetable now. Pascal very useless.
In Japan.
Yeah. He's practically become very useless. And then he was actually even ahead of him. But Saliba has grown into a fine defender. I think one of the best defenders last season.
Sure.
If not the best defender last season, I think he was one of the best. Yeah. Very strong. He's one of the strongest defenders.
He reads the game very
intelligent.
Well.
I think he's a Madrid-bound player in there. He's a Madrid-bound. He should be able to play for Real Madrid very soon. The deal is very attractive. 5 years deal for Arsenal. I think that currently there are no team that would need his service, not because it's not good, but I think they have able players in that capacity. So I think he's definitely going to sign that deal.
Okay, so definitely going to sign that. And Andre Onana, if you want to know, has also moved straight to Turkey. That is Trabzonspor.
Yeah.
So he's yes. Onana. So Man United, one of your, if I should say, monkey at the back. Has been taken off. All right, so
we don't want any excuse. We don't want any excuse this season.
No excuse. And you know they are not going to play in any European trophy. So European competition, I must say. As Antonio Conte did some seasons back, he had to stay home. Stay home, and I'm expecting United to do the same as well. My name always Philip Kwame and Balfour Makuru. Was here some. Thank you. We are out of here. Planet Sports. Always stick with us.
So big ups to our producers. Of
course.
Exactly.
Yes. Andre
and Kobe
and Connie. Yes. Tell the guys you've been solid. You've been solid. Yeah. We appreciate that. And the big boss. Yes. Wherever he is, we say thank you and we appreciate it.
And the man who does the boss pop. Yeah.
Andy. All right.
Shall I see you?
All right, guys. Bye.